All right, this is reading number 2. The first reading is currently being uploaded, which is the Egyptian Oracle reading. And the second one is the true crime reading, which I am auspiciously interested in and seeing what will come out. So here we go. All right, divine guides. If we are to provide help, if we are to provide information, speak clearly. Speak to one, if you need to, more cases, but one particular case to provide extreme enough specific information as to close that case, no matter how current or how cold. Thank you so much for whatever it is that you want to say ahead of time. And I thank you for choosing to use me as a vessel, as a conduit through these decks of cards. All right. A few shuffles have been laid and the tensions have been set. And a few have come out without setting an intention, so I'm going to set those up at the top first. Excuse that burp. What crime has been committed and whether the victim or victims are still with us or not, what would you like to reveal about a particular or multiple situations? All right, so let's see. Besides these 4, what else would you like to say? Thank you. What else would you like to say? If there's anything, thank you so much. What would you like to say? All right. I'm hearing one more. All right, let's go with the last pull. What else? Ooh, 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 ooh. That is a book of information. I am told not to take all of that. Okay. I'm taking this information and putting it back here, including this one. And let's keep asking, what do you need to say about the particular case or cases that you are reading for, that you are revealing information for? Wow. I'm hearing let that one go. So I don't know what that is up under us, but I'm looking up at the camera. Thank you for what else has been said. Okay. And let's lay this deck of cards down. So. Intense and exciting energy. So here we go. First one, it says the fact finder. Focus on discovering the factual basis of any situation. Separate fact from fiction. Okay, so I want you to separate, that's what it says, fact from fiction, and ensure that your conclusions are grounded in reality. Fact-finding is essential for accurate understanding. So whoever is working on this case and family members listening in, it's important to find the facts, not your opinions, not your emotions, but the facts, okay? I'm just going to slide this down. Next card we have here is the unveiling light. Let light shed on hidden aspects of your situation. Seek clarity through exploration and inquiry. Illumination of obscure areas will lead to better understanding and resolution. And yes, if you hear, I am yawning in the background. This is being conducted late at night. So facts need to be found and the light needs to be unveiled about all parties' involvement. We have here the case closed. So this case will be closed based upon the information shared this evening and information already gathered. Bring unresolved issues to a conclusion. Ensure that all necessary actions have been taken and that no loose ends remained. No loose ends. And I'm saying that part. Closure allows for progress and new beginnings. And then finally, we have here at the top the legal compass. Align your actions with ethical and legal standards. Ensure that you are informed about relevant rules and regulations in your decisions. Integrity and legality should guide your conduct. There's a lot here about behavior of those investigating the situation, keeping their emotions railed, harnessed even. Now, what has come out here in the reverse? Primarily under unveiling the light. So what potentially should not be taking place? The legal puzzle. So this is not a puzzle, whatever the situation is. Approach legal issues as a puzzle to be solved. Break down complex legal problems into manageable parts and piece together the solution methodologically. Methodically. I apologize for misenunciating that term. Patience and attention to detail are key. In terms of unveiling the light and seeking clarity in this situation, someone has not been looking at the key details, is what I'm hearing. In addition, under someone not having a better understanding and resolution for the ending of this case, we have here this card, the witness perspective. So what's not clear is something as it pertains to a witness and understanding the clarity and exploring a situation through a witness's perspective. Consider different perspectives. When evaluating a situation, understand the viewpoints of others involved and how they contribute to the overall picture. Diverse perspectives provide a fuller understanding. So there's a key witness in this case who is not being called upon, potentially due to their position in life. Maybe they're a hooker, a stripper, an exotic dancer, whatever you may call them. They're an quote unquote by society an undesirable to put on the stand, whereby which their occupation in life is going to be called into question, how scrupulous they tend to be, sleeping with married men, for example. However, right here under legal compass, again, aligning your actions with the ethical and legal standards to ensure an informed and relevant application of the rules to guide the conduct of legality that provides this righteous and just outcome. There is this enigmatic evidence. And whatever this enigma is, let's read what the card says. It says, investigate evidence that seems puzzling. So we have puzzling showing up here twice. Investigate evidence that seems puzzling or unclear. Dig deeper to uncover its significance and relevance, whatever is enigmatic, that is evidence, often holds the key to understanding complex issues. And then we finally have here the investigator's insight. Use insight gained from your investigations to inform your decisions. I'm hearing this is a rookie cop or rookie investigator on the case. Reflect on your findings and apply this understanding to guide your actions. Insightful analysis leads to better outcomes. So we have 1, 3, 1, 3. Some of you might need to look that up as a significant number. Let's look at our next set of calling cards, okay? Again, take what resonates, leave what does not. But you have the right, I want you to know this. Ooh, and none of them fell on the floor. You didn't see this, but I caught them all. They all fell right in between my legs, and none of them fell on the floor. So some key evidence might fall or might have fallen in between someone's lap, their legs, but it's not hit the floor as irrelevant information yet. Some of you need to realize you have the right to request information. You have the right, as being the survivor in the situation, the person paying for legal representation, to know what's going on. And what I saw move is investigators' insight. You have the right to know the investigators' insight, their opinions, and question them on it, and to ask them to pursue certain avenues and directions, even if just to see where they lead, especially if they're on legal retainer and you're paying for them in particular. All right, here we go. Let's see where this leads. What other information might you have to guide us in comprehending this situation? What other legal information, thank you, might you have in guiding us? All right. We have these cards that have come out. Right here on top of these two, and right here only on top of the bottom one. So I'm going to unveil these two, and then this one. We have fridge 6, envelope, which is 34, and 31, which is 4, bottle. And then we have here 45, which is corridor. So we have 2 4s. We have 2 3s, which lead to a 6. And these two equal a 9 and a 7 and a 4. This is hard to say this if it is true, but I'm going to say this again. I hope this does not resonate. Leave what does. Take what does not. Someone has invested in a fridge, a deep freezer. Seek and ask and require your investigator to obtain subpoenas to look into these deep freezers and examine all meats, items that appear as meats in this fridge. Because there can be found an envelope, a letter, a confession even, potentially even preserved within the bottle that is somewhere within a corner or a corridor, a hallway within this office space. But what I need you to keep in mind is that you will find the facts, the fact finder within the fridge. You unveil the light when you open up that which is dark and hidden within the envelope. And the case is closed whenever this bottle, this syringe, this sequential sequence of evidence hidden within a corridor. I'm hearing case closed corridor. The corridor, what is found within the corridor bottle, BCC. B and C in sequential order. Whatever is in this bottle, when it's found within this corridor, it's going to be what causes the case to be closed. And I know this is untimely, this is unsanctioned widely enough, but let's look to see the final pieces of evidence and what they might be revealing. I'm hearing there are one or two more sets of cards left for us, but we're going to see. All right, that one is what came out first. Let's see what else might come out. Ooh, we had two fall on the floor. Nope. Lay those cards down so they came right there. Chokeholdingly hard. I saw how that flipped. But it did what it did for a reason. Last flips. All right, are there any cards you want to come out besides those that have laid themselves out right here? Any sets of cards? Thank you so much. Wow. Thank you. Thank you. Wow. Thank you. Thank you. Wow. Thank you so much. Thank you. Okay. Especially for the one that came over here. Just going to move it over. And let's see what has come out. So, right here. Faked death. Right here on top of the enigmatic evidence, we have spouse or partner. So something about the partner, the spouse is an enigma. When you look further into that spouse, you can close the case. What it is not about, what you'll find in the bottle, is ego. They were not placing themselves in a position for many to see them. They tried to keep this in secret. Follow that sequential line of evidence. Not that they cared about being found out, but they cared about their ego not being caught. It was done in the home. Shade, so I'm hearing when the sun went down. This is an evening time crime, potentially, hopefully not. In the desert, I'm thinking more like Arizona is where this all took place. In the reverse here, we have outer space. Potentially, the person who has this home has a compass. And the plan was to, out near the home, outside in this desert-like region, look at outer space. We have here trapped, even though this person felt in the, what some would call past, or we would call now present energy, trapped. And there's a dog on this, behind cage lines. Though this person might have felt like a loyal companion who was trapped in the circumstances, they were hoping that their circumstance was going to improve. Along with that improvement, we know that there was a secret that someone in this arrangement, this person who is the enigma, presented. And what they were not expecting is for their victim to run away. So there's a foot trail somewhere. What this foot trail reveals is that this person sought to keep their victim under mind control, and they were not having that. They realized from their childhood, from their youth, they have the right and the ability and the means to think beyond their present circumstances. And they knew that if they wanted to, they could start over. And this tunnel of looking forward, they knew that the light was going to be there, someone at the end. They knew that there was a perverse aspect to this relationship, and they wanted to end that. When did this crime when did this crime take place? Whether the victim is with us or not, when did this crime take place? You just want to know. When did it take place? Thank you so much for everything you've chosen to say. Thank you. When did this crime take place? And you've laid out a set of cards. And let's just see what you have said right here. Within 3 years, on a Saturday at midnight, in October or in September, I'm hearing the fall, approaching the fall. So whatever this is, there is a crime, a missing persons case of someone whose body parts, unfortunately, I apologize for saying this, who can be found within the fringe in a confession note, though not expected to be found, 6 and then 3, 4, 7 in sequential order. Not expected to be found. This bottle can be found potentially in the desert, definitely not the home. This enigma of a person, perfect, caring, posing on the outside, mind control, acknowledgement of love of outer space, seeing the light at the end of the tunnel of this dark time. Their spouse chose to run away from them, and that was the secret. That they felt trapped and they were willing to go, even to create a new beginning, potentially to fake their death. Whatever it is, there is a fact finder out there who can unveil the light of the situation and close the case. Just know that on a Saturday, within the last 3 years, near midnight, at midnight, somewhere near 12 o'clock a.m., 12:01, 12:03, 12:04, in the month of September, October, this person due to circumstances is not with us anymore. If this is your circumstance, I am very much so sorry. Press, the attorneys, press, the investigators, don't stop. They need to know what information to be looking for. Not only do they know that they're in some way looking at a situation where it looks like he or she is right, is perfect, has done nothing wrong, that the spouse truly did care and was meeting the other person halfway, especially through their open-ended efforts. They really were not. They were simply performing. They were simply performing to present a reality that was not, that is not, to literally deter suspicion away from them. Whoever that enigma of a person is, you follow those breadcrumbs on that trail, you're going to find out the truth. It's up to the investigator's deduction. Whoever you are that might be a family member, don't lay up on the investigators. Whether they be publicly appointed or they are paid for, especially if they're paid for. You make sure you find out everything. Everything. Were there pills involved? Was there any type of drug or medicine in the system? Look at the hair. Analyze the hair follicles. There's some type of bloody handprint. Did they go to church? What were the communications? Are there any syringe markings on the body? Look at the toilet. Investigate the toilet underneath the rim. Has the partner started going to the casino? Is there a villa, a house not ever used as a vacation family home? Investigate the sink. Investigate the mirror. Something has been damaged. There is proof, there is evidence of blood, of foul play somewhere. Look at that. It won't be hard once you just realize that we can't trust this facade that has been presented. It's not meant to trust the facade. There's an innocent victim. I hope not, but if it is true, especially due to the title of these cards, just know that whoever the accomplice, the partner in crime is who was thought to benefit, they got into an accident on that night and they were dating the person. Someone was not faithful. Check all their records, cell phone, email. If there was ever a burner phone. Look at who the secretary is, the receptionist. If they went to conferences, who went with them to conferences? Yeah. Whoever is the surviving partner, or potentially even the person who passed, starting to date somebody else, or the surviving partner was. And just because someone was cheating, it does not excuse the crime, if that is the case. So thank you so much. I apologize for the nature, or I'm not going to apologize for the nature of this reading, but the inconsequential essence of it. All the best and good night.